What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over Dispo. Now there's two different things in wholesale. There's acquisitions and then there's Dispo. Dispo is like the act of going out and finding the buyer. Acquisitions is finding the seller and getting a contract. That's mainly what I focus on. So if you've been watching a lot of my videos, you've seen a lot of my seller calls and a lot of lead generation, like all that type of content. Okay. And that's very, very important. That's what I mainly focus on. But what's just as important is finding the buyer, because once you lock up the deal, if you can't find the buyer, then you're never going to get paid. Vice versa. If you have a buyer, but you don't have a deal, you're never going to get paid. So they're both equally important. And I'm going to break down exactly what it would look like if I specifically just ran a Dispo department. Okay. But I don't. I run an acquisition department and we have a killer sales process and all this type of stuff. We are the people that go out and get all the contracts. So if you're interested in learning that, go to joinbprei.com. But let's learn how to go find the buyers. So if you're doing Dispo yourself, I would have a couple different rules. First rule being that you have to be direct to seller. If I'm going to do a deal with you, then you have to have the contract direct to seller. I'm not doing like a daisy chain type of thing. So that's the first thing.
Right.
The second thing is that I have exclusivity, right? So that means I'm exclusively the only one that can market this property. If we're going to do this thing together, I have maybe 14 days or something to go out and find the buyer for you. Right? So if you have those agreements set up and like at the time when you guys are talking about the deal and everything, then there will be no issues. Now, for me as like a acquisitions wholesaler, there have been times where I just shop it out to one Dispo wholesaler and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to give you however much time, right? And I'm not going to go around your back and, have somebody else look at the deal or anything like that, because at the end of the day, it's like, I want to do good business. If I told somebody that I'm going to give you, it's almost like giving them a listing. If I told you I'm going to give you the opportunity to go find me a buyer, then I'm not going to go give that opportunity to anybody else until I know that you cannot perform. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So as the acquisition wholesaler, you want to make sure that the Dispo wholesaler that you're picking in the beginning and giving exclusivity to is valid and they're going to be able to sell your deal. Or else what's going to happen is that Dispo wholesaler is going to go shop it out. And if they shop it out at a terrible price, they're going to kill your deal, right? And then you're going to try shopping it out with another Dispo wholesaler and they're going to be like, oh no, dude, I already saw this deal on Facebook. It's a shit deal. I'm not doing that. Nobody wants it, right? Because everybody's trying to protect their reputation, right? Because at the end of the day, when you're the one doing Dispo, especially if you're like focusing on one market, right, and you're trying to build a brand in that market, you want to be the one to establish your reputation in that market. So what you don't want to happen is you don't want to have a deal, shop it out, and then Homeboys has another 20 different wholesalers shopping it out, and now all your buyers are coming to you saying, dude, I already saw this deal on Facebook. I already saw this deal to my email. I already saw this deal. My homie sent it over to me, right? And now you're looking like the guy that is like, everybody's looking at you as like a daisy chainer. You see what I mean? And that's what you don't want. So you want to build the presence in that marketplace as like the guy that's putting out exclusive deals that nobody else has, that are good deals, that are vetted, that are at a good price. And that's how you build your brand in your market. And then when you have a deal, you're able to sell it really quick because you're building some urgency and scarcity in the deal.